All right, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Saturday at 4:30. Who wants to go first?
We're doing snake draft so that I don't go last every time like I did last week.
All right, I got one. I'll go first.
Should the winner of last round go, or the super round go first, or should the loser? The loser should go first. You're right. Go ahead.
I've just got a good one. I'm gonna let me go.
Go for it. Are you writing these down, Breach?
Yep.
Okay.
Andy Reid, off
the bye,
runs the Philly special for a touchdown on Doug Peterson.
Oh boy. All right, that's an L. Move on.
That's a great one.
All right, well, let's grade him. Let's not just make fun of you. Let's grade him.
Ultimately would be such a troll job if Andy Reid, coming off the bye against his old backup quarterback and his old offensive coordinator Doug Peterson, runs the play that Doug Peterson used to win Philly's first Super Bowl that Andy Reid couldn't win, and then subsequently, because he won in Kansas City, his own Super Bowl.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'll just repeat what I said at the beginning of the last show. Some of this needs to be sort of based on reality. You can go as wild as you want to go, but just keep that in mind when you're handing out grades. I appreciate the boldness.
I think it's based in reality. I'll give it an A because this is a team in the Chiefs that just did a ring around the rosy play in week 18.
Week 18.
Super week 18.
They were dominating against their division rival who they hate for really no reason. They could have saved that play.
I love that Wilson's bashing the absurdity of Brenton's prediction and Sully gives it an A. That's amazing.
What are you doing,
I give it a B. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I think it's good.
All right.
D- from Wilson.
Debo, what would you give it?
That's an F.
That's how you know it's good.
I'm going to give it a C+ because it's like the ring around the rosy thing, even by Andy Reid standards, that felt out of left field. No? Yes? Maybe? All right. So, Brenton, you have a combined score on your first bowl prediction of 86. If that were your GPA, you'd be quite happy with that.
Oh my God, my dad would have given me a new car if I showed up with an 86. My first.
All right, so snake draft. So next to last. So Breach, why don't you go next since we're going reverse point order from the first round?
My prediction is that Patrick Mahomes throws twice as many interceptions as Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. We don't have to press you on a number. Do we? You just want to keep it as
just
double?
Twice as many. I mean, I think the most logical one is probably 2 and 1, but and we can argue about if I win this if it's 1 and 0, even though that is infinite and not divisible by 2. But we can. I just think 0, that
yes, good job.
I do think that Mahomes is going to throw more interceptions. That is my bold prediction.
Brenton, what's your vote on that?
I'll give you a B-. I really didn't listen to what you said. I just wanted to give you a low grade.
What if Mahomes throws 8 interceptions and he still doesn't win? That would be hysterical. Go ahead, Sully.
I'll give it a B.
Well, he throws at least twice as many. That's the.
You're changing. Interesting. That costs you a letter grade. I'll give you a B as well.
I'll take it.
Breach got a
83 and a third. So Breach, you are behind. You're last.
We don't round up on this podcast.
You're last in the class, Breach. All right, go ahead, Sully.
All right, I will go with Trevor Lawrence, and I will say he throws 5 passing touchdowns in this game. He threw 4 last week, obviously, with the 4 interceptions. I say that because Kansas City gave up the most passing touchdowns this season, and their red zone percentage ranked 31st in the NFL. They gave up touchdowns 67-ish% of the time when they got there. Trevor Lawrence is throwing a bunch of touchdowns in this game that they're probably trailing.
You can tell that Sully's new here because he showed up with the research to back up his bold prediction.
Yeah, of course.
Are you going to say
nine quarterbacks have thrown it for 5? The 3 quarterbacks have thrown for 6.
All right, Millhouse, we get it. You did your homework.
I'm gonna give you
I think I'm getting
I'm
getting decreased because I did research.
No. I'm gonna give you an A-. It would be a straight A, except I think you could have gone with and the Jaguars win. Now, obviously, that would make it more difficult to get it correct. But I
think Sully's smart in that he's not adding a bunch of qualifiers, which is going to be my downfall.
No, but I'm just saying, if Trevor Lawrence has 5 passing touchdowns, then either 1, the Jaguars win, or this game is going way over.
Well, he threw 4, and they should have lost if not for Joe Lombardi, who is no longer employed. Breach, what's your grade?
Don't pin this on.
I will give it
problems of Joe Lombardi
an A-.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll just say real quick that the last quarterback besides Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, obviously 2 huge stars, to throw 5 touchdown passes in a playoff game was during the 2017 season when Wilson's boy Benjamin Roethlisberger did it in a loss to Jacksonville. So kind of come full circle.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch. They were down by 800 points and came back like they typically do and lost. I'm giving you an A, Sully. So now you are first in the class. Breach, you remain last in the class.
Ridiculous.
You have a 92, Sully. Congratulations. All right, here's my bold prediction. Patrick Mahomes. 100%. He's got a sweater on and everything. Patrick Mahomes throws 2 interceptions, loses a fumble, throws for 350 with 3 touchdowns. Kansas City wins. Jacksonville covers.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, who has the 3 turnovers?
So all you have to do is
Patrick Mahomes. He has to throw 2 picks, lose a fumble, throw 3 touchdowns. Kansas City wins. Jacksonville covers.
All you have to do is look at Josh Allen's numbers last week against Miami. That's what Patrick Mahomes is going to do. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, lose a fumble, 350. They win but don't cover. So that's 18 qualifiers.
Yeah, I'll give it a B+ because I think it's bold. It's so specific that it's bold. It's something that it's almost something. It's like the opposite of what Breach would do. You really you painted yourself into a corner. It's something I would do with all these qualifiers. Where like if he throws for 325 and fumbles once, throws 2 picks, and throws 3 touchdowns, and the Chiefs win but the Jaguars cover, you still don't get it. So B+ just because it's creative and bold and.
So I likened it to the Josh Allen situation because we've talked about these guys together throughout the season, but also coming into last week's game, Breach, Josh Allen was 14 touchdowns, 1 interception in the postseason. That went sideways. Patrick Mahomes in his playoff career, 5-0, 14 pass touchdowns, 1 interception in the wild card and divisional rounds. So a little symmetry there. That's why I decided to see if Mahomes could replicate those numbers. All right.
But before we move on, just want to point out the total in this game, 53. The Chiefs -8.5. The general consensus I'm getting here is that you 3 probably think the Chiefs win, but the Jaguars cover.
For the purpose of this bet, I do. I think that the Chiefs could roll.
Chiefs have been keeping a lot of teams close throughout the year. They were actually one of the worst teams to bet on this year. So yeah, that's what I think.
Hard not to like the over at 53. It's a lot of points. But like,
I just said Trevor Lawrence is going to throw 5 touchdowns. So yeah, I like the over.
Well, you're right. That's sort of what I was getting at too.
They could win 35-0.
That's also true, I guess. That's bold.
That would be something. I give you an F for that because if the Jaguars shut out Patrick Mahomes and scored 35 points on the Chiefs defense, like that would be the wildest thing that happened in the NFL this year. And there's been some really weird stuff that's happened this season. I tend to lean towards the over. I think Kansas City's going to win and cover. I know they haven't covered a lot this season. They've been bad against the spread. Andy Reid's coming off the bye though. The matchup with his old guy Doug Peterson, I like the Chiefs in this spot. I think.
All right,
that didn't sound very bold for a bold predictions podcast, Brinson.
That wasn't I already gave my bold prediction. That was just
we were analyzing part of Wilson.
What was your grade for Wilson?
He said B+. 10 minutes
B+.
ago.
Well, yeah, and he went on a rant, so I got lost. I don't know what's going on.
His grade that I gave him down to a C-.
It's written.
I give Brinson an F for his off-topic rant.